United States of America, and is to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oswego. As we delve into training, informational, and meeting. Oswego County Environment on your agenda. All they need is proclamation during our ledge meeting. So that they will come upon, as we always do annually, we'll do it at the meeting. So first I'd like to have approval of minutes. Are there any corrections, additions? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Yes. Okay, let's jump right into EP1. Resolutions authorized budgetary modification Department of Workforce Development to accept private donations for job fair support in the amount of $1,450. Rachel, nice job with that job fair. You see you have really picked up people and interest, and they want to give us money, they know their goals.
Yeah, we ended up having 56 businesses show up to the job fair and complete job seekers, but the businesses were all seeking that job seekers coming in. We're not just foot traffic, they were quality. And we know some people actually got interviewed about the so that was really promising. And we did have 2 employers like
Discuss. Anybody else? Any other comments, Rachel, about this? No? All those in favor? Opposed? Yes. 2. Another resolution authorized budgetary modification Department of Workforce Development to accept payment for metrics e-learning training accounts in the amount of $6,839. Motion to discuss. Second. Rachel, you want to explain that?
Yeah, so our national e-learning system, this is a rule that we learn thousands of online classes and then also assessments. We paid $17,000 for it, and we are a little budget. But we had tax by grant come to us, wanted professional development, because we ended up purchasing over 51 accounts from us. And the reason they were purchasing instead of getting 3 accounts is because their folks actually, a large portion of them wouldn't have qualified under our goal requirements because of benefits that they were and that professional development they were doing, it wasn't to help them upskill them.
Kind of bring, it opens it up to show that it's people that have no skill, people that want to get ahead in their job, and then people more so to be able to, if they just want to learn a little bit more, to be able to do a more difficult job. So we're reaching all levels. It's excellent.
Yep. And it just as a side note to this, right now we've got a couple different county departments that have sent us county attorney and the health department has sent us folks that they help to learn Excel programs, computer programs, constructing skills, reports, as well. So we've been doing this for other departments, but this is large, really, out the reports.
Now, where are you all done with that? Or what?
They get 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, so it's still long.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? BB3, resolution authorizing budgetary modifications Department of Workforce Development for individual training accounts, ITA scholarships. I believe you're transferring $70,000 from on-the-job training to ITA scholarship. I'll motion to discuss. Second.
So this is just a shift in our budgetary budget. It's still not investment budgeted. So training services for individuals. We needed a large number of scholarships rather than on the job training. So on the job training, so
Well, it's how we change money. Moving on. Any other comments? All those in favor? Opposed? DB4, resolution authorizing budgetary modification of Department of Workforce Development to accept extension of contract and funding from Center State Corporation for Economic Opportunities to $43,418. Motion to discuss. Second. Great job.
All right. So this is an extension of the Center State contract that involved last year of our work at scale training. This is an extension to the end of this year, so additional funding for our staff time. We have continued it. We have 31 folks in the scale class that started in the end of May. They are all completely covered scholarships for also at no cost. To them, to have vehicles in the Spring County Highway, and then I think about 5 or 6 county villages that was set in their CDL for that class. So that included, and also some folks that were referred to other transit positions that they have.
Now, this is one where you mentioned that companies were literally letting use their truck to teach their own employees in order to see them.
We have a couple, yes. Yep, and we're gonna try and work on this again. And the September class that they have scheduled, and then also working with stuff in the school bus program. So this contract is supposed to go exact word about exact.
All those in favor? Opposed? 55, resolution authorizing budgetary modification to the legislature from state aid bus and other mass transit to mobility management. Motion to discuss. Second. My understanding is what we're simply doing is in-house type of thing that this account was under the legislature before we had mobility management, and now we're simply moving that account to be under now that we have a management department mobility management. A little bit of more transparency as to where we do this. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? EP6, resolution authorizing the execution of an amended agreement with Oswego County Opportunities, bid 22-CDTP-006, Oswego County Public Transportation. Motion to discuss. Second. And second. What this basically is we had a contract. We still have a contract with OCO, but since the time we started it, mobility management has identified other routes and other people that were in need of transportation, so we added miles. So we made them go out and they extended and they have been running, so we need to make an amendment to add 2 routes due to the need in contract. Is there anything else I missed on? No? Any questions? Yes. Recording of all the departments. So much. Okay, Austin, let's start with you. You would introduce? Yes.
Yeah, okay. I can do that. So I have several things that I passed out in front of you. Hopefully, I don't know if everyone got it because we have a full house today. The first thing I wanted to discuss is Operation 13 to 8 a.m. at the Lake Ontario Electric Conference Center. I know the county's going to have a pretty big representation this year, which is great. I'm really excited to see that. If you haven't RSVP'd yet, please do. You have there should be a handout here that has a QR code. You can take it right from the thing and be able to find it. And so for that event, Joseph Packer, who's the senior VP from Constellation, is going to give the We're also going to be doing 5 different awards for different businesses and individual organizations who have provided exceptional service and to the Oswego County. And then we'll also be doing sort of a synopsis of the 2020. Sure.
The 5 businesses that we're doing for awards
Yep.
for, I think it might be good if you would email legislators that take of their district and let them know that business of the district will be awarded.
It's a great idea.
It's a nice.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it a secret to the day of the event so we don't get scooped by the media, but we can let legislators know when it's a project in their area so that they can go and recognize it. Good, thank you. The second thing I wanted to go over, and this is tomorrow, is Operation Oswego County is hosting a CFA funding workshop at CNY Arts in Fulton from 3 to 5. That is really all of the state funding programs, everything from Empire State Development or NYSERDA, Office Parks, Recreation, or Places. All of those different entities have programs that will be available to businesses, not-for-profits, and municipalities. The deadline for applying for CFA is going to be July 31st, but we do this every year. We host a workshop. We try to move it between Oswego and Fulton. This year it's going to be in Fulton, and we're hopeful to have a good representation there tomorrow. Make sure we have many businesses and communities as possible there to learn about different options and funding programs. So that's tomorrow, 3 to 5 at CNY Arts. Other things I wanted to, the last thing actually I want to hit is want to make you aware of good news that the Village of Phoenix Here Forward projects have now been identified. 11 projects are going to be receiving $4.5 million. It's a mix of private sector business projects as well as several public sector projects. The highlights of that being the redevelopment of North Island into an amphitheater and sort of tourism destination. That's a Village of Phoenix property. As well as there's going to be a major expansion of a healthcare facility, daycare, and some other kind of needed services and sectors there. And then a lot of businesses that sort of are along the downtown waterfront on the riverside and sort of kind of helping to reshape and redefine downtown Phoenix. So that's exciting as well. That's all I've got. And, yep. I'm going to let Tim do that one, actually. So, any questions about those? Yep, Tim's going to do that one.
Tim's gonna do that?
Yeah, Tim's going to do that one.
All right.
Yep, the housing weapon, yeah.
That'll be fun.
So, but if there's no questions, I would like to introduce Bob Griffin, who is here from the Onondaga Small Business Development Center. Just to give a really quick before Bob gets into his presentation. Oswego County was always sort of served by the Oswego Small Business Development Center, which is sort of an offshoot of the Jefferson Small Business Development Center. And about a year ago, a little over a year ago, there was sort of multiple factors that kind of left us in sort of a vacuum for a little while. And Bob's office, who works out of Onondaga Community College, as well as Northern Onondaga County, Liverpool, stepped up to the plate and really helped us serve Oswego County when we weren't getting those vital services from the small business development center. So I do want to welcome and introduce Bob, and I think he's got several pages that he'll go through this morning. So thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much, Austin. Appreciate it. Austin has been a great small business development center, and great to have that. But we've also on the advisory board, which has also been great to help. So let me kind of start off by talking about who we are, what we do. For those of you that are not familiar, Small Business Development Center has actually been around the program in the United States for about 40 years. We've been here in Oswego County for about 38 of those. The Small Business Development Center was established by the U.S. Small Business Administration. It's a federally funded program requiring a local and state match in order to be able to access those federal dollars. The grant is actually applied for by the New York State SUNY Research Foundation. The grant is through Albany, and then there are 20 sub-awardees across the state of New York, all of this in higher education, including Onondaga Community College. We offer no-cost confidential small business advisement services to existing and aspiring entrepreneurs at all stages of the business life cycle, whether they're just getting started with their idea from pre-venture stage all the way through success and planning and all points in between. There are things like marketing, planning, access to capital, strategic planning, HR issues. And we have been active in this county as well as the other counties for a very long time. The way I like to really describe what we do, we help people make informed decisions and take informed action. We don't do the work for them. We provide them with guidance, resources, tools necessary for them to be able to take action for themselves. We've been through a lot of change as an organization, and actually shame on us, a statewide organization, a regional center, for not coming here to frequently, letting you all know what we're up to and how we're helping. Because I think we actually have a pretty good story to tell. And I don't think it was ever more evident than it was last spring here in Oswego County when there was no business advisor really supporting this county and the impact it would have on the economic development relationship and the projects that are taking place. The deal flow, as Boston would put it. But a lot of that was flowing through us through the partnership that we have with Operation Oswego County. We serve about 1,700 clients a year. Last spring, our regional center in Syracuse absorbed the regional center at Jefferson Community College. Technically, we are hosted by Onondaga Community College on behalf of our 8-county region. We also have a major outreach center hosted at Jefferson Community College. Onondaga is the sub-awardee to the Student Research Foundation grant. So basically, they provide the administrative level at the state level for the entire network. I operate the regional center out of Syracuse for all of our existing inspiring entrepreneurs. And part of why I wanted to be here was, first of all, make you all aware of what it is that we have to offer and what it is that we do and how we help you. And kind of putting into some numbers perspective, over the past 5 years, we've served over 640 unique clients. 550 of them were brand new. Some of them were long-standing clients. We will work with some clients for years. One client, Broadwell Hospitality Group, we've been working with since 2011. They've been a client in the Small Business Development Center. The recent awardee of ours, Small Business of the Year here in Oswego County. We've provided over 4,000 counseling hours in that 5-year period. And over $15 million of documented capital infusion by our clients. That's economic investment by them. Family, friends, personal funds, bank financing, grant funds, whatever. To help either start or expand business. And to the tune of over 11 years of job support. I will tell you right now, those capital infusion and jobs are below. Because it's self-reported by our clients. So if they choose not to share that information, I keep reporting. Not that we don't ask for it. But in today's world, sometimes there's a little lack of trust in institutions that we have to deal with. And sometimes folks don't like sharing that information. And I understand. Particularly proud of the track record that we've had here, not only as a region, but here in Oswego County. We hit a bit of a hiccup because when the Jefferson Community College in the state of New York decided that they were going to not fill the advisor position that was based here in Oswego, there was a gap. And Austin and I had a phone conversation back in May, decided that was no longer acceptable. So I went to our state director, Sonia Smith, and we said, we need to get this fixed. And that began the process by which we worked Jefferson Community College Center and took over responsibility for Oswego County. Business advisor is based here a minimum of 22 days a week. They spell in over here. He's working on it. We've done it without sending out Oswego's assistance. We've been a fantastic partner. They provided us the space there. It's a new kind of contribution to allow us to meet confidential with our clients. Very fortunate to have an advisory board that is representative of all 8 counties that we serve. There's 1 representative from each of the 8 counties, plus we've also got representatives from private lending institutions, economic development organizations, and private businesses, including really are working to help me think more strategically about how we're more efficiently and effectively serving the folks that need our services. And I will tell you, demand is at the peak. We are the second business center in New York State right now in terms of viewpoint results. Last year, we were the second business in total clients served, only behind Buffalo. And there's a lot of activity and a lot of need there. And quite frankly, we're the only ones providing the level of technical assistance in Oswego County, but also 6 out of my other 8 counties. We go where we provide all of these. We are a federally funded program that does require a local match. That local match is supplied by underdog community college. I was able to secure some state funding. We are flat funded by Small Business Administration, and we are flat funded in the most recent state budget by masks. We are a human capital operation. 95% of my budget is staff, salary, and free. So I'm working with my advisory board on long-term strategies so we can provide in Oswego County. We work closely with Operations Oswego County to try to identify sources of funding for clients, and we're looking to either start or expand the business. So we can retain jobs, retain those enterprise. So at this point, I'm happy to entertain any questions that anybody may have regarding what we do. But again, my goal here was primarily to educate and inform and address any questions.
Now, where do these services provided by service? What's up?
Many years ago, CUSBO was providing some funding for the supervisor. I can't speak to the historical details of why the certificates are well before my time. But what has been happening is since over the course of time, it has the state and federal government continue to find one field to do something. As a state, you've had to identify some efficiencies in solid and equipment support. That's how we kind of ended up with one center based out of $1,000. I will say this, though. In a way, the consolidation I think are actually way up stronger at the center. A year ago, I had 5 business advisors. Now I have 7. So, and all of them are different. They all have different talent levels, background, cumulatively over 250 years of small business ownership, operations, and management. And this team is very good at leveraging each other's knowledge and experience to provide those services to people. So if somebody comes to me, looking for services who operates a farm, but I've got somebody in Syracuse who has an ag background. If somebody's looking for HR support, I've got somebody in Watertown for HR. And so we've been able to actually, I think, strengthen our team as a result of the consolidation. And we do have somebody that is based, here, physically here 2 days a week, and is responsible for all people. It was a long-winded answer, but I hope that explains the context.
I just wanted to add, the Bob's office does a lot of different services. Probably the 2 main ones that most people know about is the business planning services in terms of developing projections, assumptions, and everything, and that makes the project painful. So I won't say 9 times out of 10, but probably 7 or 8 times out of 10, somebody comes to us, wants to start a business or expand a business. First question we're going to ask, do you have a business plan? No. You got to go talk to Bob. You need to have that because to be bankable, you need to be able to show a bank, what this business can be. And they can provide that service free to any business here in the county. The other major service that they do ties into programs that we have throughout Operations County is they offer multiple times a year what's called the Micro Enterprise Training Class. Now, every SBDC, the name is a little bit different, but ultimately that's sort of a business boot camp that allows them to go through that, and at the end they're either going to run straight in the other way and not start the business, or they're going to say, I still want to do this. And going through that makes them then eligible to apply for low-interest loan programs through our office, for our micro enterprise training loan program. What was happening last year when we weren't getting service is that we weren't having a pipeline of people going through a micro enterprise training course, which meant we didn't have people applying for a loan program, which meant we were seeing, the faucet kind of shut off on small business programs. So it's very important that that these services are available in Oswego County, and I just want to once again thank Bob and his office for. I kind of called and I was more venting that I was thinking he was going to be able to do something about it, but within a week or two, he mobilized and said, "Hey, we're taking over that office. We're bringing somebody back to Oswego County." Well, all right, well that's great. He did it, but it was so they really did step up and help us. And, so if everyone remembers Larry Parris. Larry Parris worked for the Oswego SBDC. John Halloran worked for the Oswego SBDC. Last year, Bob had hired John back temporarily after he retired to help bring staffing back, and now permanently got Kelly Green to serve in that role here for a few. That's all I want to say.
Basically, Bob, if you're prerequisite, they have to have that before you can.
It's a critical piece of the I call it the economic development ecosystem. It's a critical piece of that.
Excellent. Thanks so much. I mean, it's so important that we have this type of thing. He's getting all of the people to work. You're getting the people to start a business with that kind of mindset. And the environment and the atmosphere that we're in right now, between Micron and everything's going on, desperately need this. Thank you so much for coming and sharing that information. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you like, or if you've got other.
You have to be back there.
Yeah, it's going to think so.
Might lose about 10 pounds, you stick around, sweat it out and do it.
As they say, the traffic of the city go here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Okay, let's go into promotion and tourism department.
Morning, everyone. A quick update. We had over 90,000 individuals interact with our Facebook posts last month. That's what I had. The highlight of that was your post had 40,000 views, and the they probably saw the Northern Lights photos over in Ontario. That was 30,000 views. And if anyone we had a UPIC post on UPIC starting, and we had almost 7,000 views on that. Pretty strong for something like that. So, coming into kind of a really cool update is this weekend, last weekend, we had New York State Outdoor Writers Association here for our convention. It was a 3-day convention, and we had a bunch of our staff out there answering questions, kind of doing presentation. And these outdoor writers were able to tour on Fort Ontario. They were able to tour State Haven. They did charters on Lake Ontario and Lake. For some of our local businesses. So there were times that they really enjoyed it, and you've got a little blog posts that are going to be coming from some of these folks on the locations they visited in Thursday. So having members of the Outdoor Writers Association come to our county, see the sites, and think, agree, and hey, really, they just material that they're going to want to put in their magazines and part of it. So that's an encouraging one. Secondly, we begin staffing the Business Center next week. We've had an opportunity to visit that, but it's something that we've been, probably the last 2 or 3 years, part of the city of Oswego, having a physical location where we can have all our current information. When someone's there, when people are coming in, either grabbing lunch, visiting at the hospital or the new plant, or fishing or things like that. So our kind of physical location that's open. Getting the volunteers. I need to try to get volunteers. So still make a volunteering down. One of the things that we're going to work out is to have one of our members of staff work from there from noon to 4 on those 3 days. So we'll have a number of third ones there, which also allows them to be open for that.
That's what's in for the hours of days.
Yeah, so it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all 4 will be our staff. Remember what days are open Thursday and Friday? Saturday, I think, right? We'll have all those hours publicly available as well. I know we share them, we'll get that out, but It's been a great opportunity. Last year alone, we were able to schedule with 30 different states represented using it in different countries. So, with all the other exciting things coming down the pike there for Oswego, with the Golden Lake Sanctuary, as well as federal designation before, having something like this show that we've already got demand. We've already people coming, and that's before these things, we didn't to hopefully they will draw in and the federal money is for those programs once they come to exciting times. It's right next to Lawrence, the restaurant, taking it down on West First.
Satellite. Tourism information.
That's a great question. We have some kiosks from Brooke County, and one of the things on this year's marketing plan is purchasing of 4 of these good-sized kiosks that would be covered and be put kind of in strategic locations throughout the county. There has been some discussion about finding other physical sites, but that's pretty easy, especially like I said, volunteering more than type of that. So this will be our goal, one central location. What we do is we report some information throughout the entire county. We're allowed to do our partnership with IFL New York. We're able to do locations. They have peeled back some of the areas we're allowed to put them in. The state has.
That's what I do not understand. You can put it in your area, but you want people to know about your area when they're down in Binghamton if they stop. And they only know what's going on in Binghamton, but if you're on the highway, you're on 81, you'll have to think that they would let you have what else is in the state
The only
going.
way to definitely, you have relations with other tourism offices about the state that we kind of agree to swap. And so I know there's some up in Niagara Falls area up north, up in the St. Lawrence County, some down the Finger Lakes, like there. But that's a great point, and it is something with the state controls it, and you can get a look at the call. Yeah. We did. That's a great point. I can look into that a little bit more. I know there was an issue with getting the information down there, but again, I think it has to do with how much space we're actually thinking about. But I can get that information out. Maybe for next month, we'll do kind of a summary of distribution locations, if that's helpful. We can get that for the
Yeah, so I just want to point this out to you and also the rest of the committee, United County has theirs right on the exit. The exit goes to, something going on there, falls and major thoroughfare, north and also going south. The Ag Tourism Office is open 7 days a week. It is paid, I understand that, it is, but the thing is, that place, is busy all the time with somebody else. It's unbelievable. The importance of spreading the word and how we spread it is so perfect. If we really want to build a county in direction, you got to get the information out there. And I can't help but tell you how much in my support this 100%. Give the information out there, give people the option to come to see the town.
Yep. The idea of having something where there's a lot of traffic is obviously crucial. We have certain locations that we identify. I know, like the downtown by the Lock, the Phoenix people area, and Plainport, the Northern Shore is another area that we are focusing on, and obviously up in the northern section. So we try to find places where people are congregating for some reason, maybe coming for a couple days and looking for things to do. That's a great question. Great topic. So that's information on Division Senate. Another thing this is a really cool one is that you probably have all heard about the Dr. Henry Walker. They're putting on currency. They're probably going to see here. So we are having a big event in partnership with a number of local community groups. Saturday, June 8th at the Oswego High School. We're booking out the 800 theater, and less than 300 seats available. If you are interested, it's free. If you want to sign up for a ticket, we are sharing. You're looking for how to purchase those people who like the current website we have it there.
Doesn't everybody get a quarter?
Everyone gets a quarter. Absolutely. Yep, third quarter will be there. So it's a very exciting time. Again, thanks to the legislature in authorizing some funds to put together that slate piece. That is you rush to be constructed in time for these events. I'm saying have a little bit of lag time and they're working hard to have it right. So we're hoping to have that all in for display next week.
Thank you, Steve.
That,
Thanks.
okay, that's it this morning. We had that update, but I'll double check. We're excited about it. Oh, yeah. Any other questions about Metro Walker or Colder or events? Yeah, very exciting thing. And then lastly, everybody knows, Food County Fair coming again this year. The dates are July 3rd through 7th. Wednesday, July 3rd, we'll have to get over that. So that will be again for the legislators today that available. We want to see out there. A number of our community county offices are going to have tables for public. That's
Any questions concerning our tours? Oh, I'm sorry.
So that has not gone from the state yet this year. My understanding is that it is something that should be on the agenda for that's the next. I did see that the sales tax portion of it did not look. So it's a good reminder, sales tax is not collected on there. Well, the art shows. So hotels do pay sales tax, they're being
And we could be there. Recently, that it is something important that here, because I around the phone about basically help us. Whereas before, I think people it's not. I'm waiting there.
I think there are some exciting things that go forward and what that additional funds we use for. Those exciting things, and as we get closer, maybe we can look at that.
It's exciting. The other things that we can do with these funds. And it's just coming off of our taxpayers. It's coming off of people that come to us. Help them to pay for some of their bills.
I could one last quick thing on that. We did have our first opening tournament at the baseball field county runs. They had, I believe, 60 teams, almost like 800 people attended that weekend. Thank the legislators and those who were able to come out for all the first pitches. Again, very exciting events. If you haven't had an opportunity to step up there. And as a reminder, all Stevens County residents do not pay for any parking or attendance prices when you go there. So we're encouraging people to get expensive fast that they're Stevens County residents, and they will be allowed to come visit, watch the tournaments, and
Okay, could you go right into then planning and community development?
well, sure, absolutely. First thing, in partnership with our friends TIA, operating in Stevens County, the housing study RFP went out. That is back on 2004. And a couple times here, that's a crucial piece of the puzzle for us to decide how we can possibly provide a housing that's going to be needed for lifetime and development. The numbers of houses that are going to be needed in this county are staggering. And so, as we talked, there are a lot of concerns about that. Obviously, it's geographic concern. The biggest of those public infrastructure, public wastewater, where how can we flush these soils and how can we live these houses? So, the 911 conversation, again, I want to thank Austin and his staff for putting that together. We expect to hopefully be able to do that. They will have a decision by the end of the month to clarify. It will help us moving forward with what we do on the town side. Also, staying on the housing piece, there is we talked about this a little bit this committee, but as you all know, New York State has added a new designation, a new achievement to unlock at the community. You can unlock the pro-housing community. And what that will allow you to do is to agree to one or two different options currently of how you can satisfy that requirement. The first has to do with looking back at how many buildings permit, how much new housing you built in your community, and then if you don't already have that, so the other side of it, which is pass a resolution by your ruling authority that says we are supporting the creation of housing. First question I want to ask about the co-housing designation is whether it requires affordable housing. It does not. Currently, there is nothing in the legislation or the requirements to say anything about the type of housing that you are committing to help be created in the community. So currently, I'm very clear there's nothing in the legislation that says anything about affordable, low-income, anything like that.
How about today, about the renewal?
So currently, the plan would be once you have a community, either pass a resolution saying you are headed that direction, or pass a show data showing you already built enough housing to become a co-housing community. Currently, we have one co-housing community, which is the Village of Class Act. I believe
Village of Paris is also seeking.
the Village of Paris is also in the process of getting that application. Right now, the community that has in the pipeline, there's a website that can show you that. You have that conversation, multiple people that say those things. So once you've done either of those things, you have committed to in the program for 1 year. It's a yearly renewal program. And according to the state, and decide it no longer fits the purpose of the community, you can step out of the program. Why it's a big deal is that the state has cited what I call the carrot and the stick to do the most important, but some of the more substantial grant opportunities that communities can apply for. The Oswego program, which we've had three communities in our county apply for, give preference going forward. This round, they will not go forward. They get preference pretty good. We have communities that this may have and it's a very I can look at grant program, and it's already very difficult to win that. And this is probably what the experience. You probably will not be competitive if you do not have that. Also, the BRI, the Oswego and Fulton, as well as the Look Forward program, including
Village of Phoenix and Brewton.
are both going to be tied to that as well. We also have programs like North Main Street, the ACR program, which is that beautification of facades and awnings and things like that will also be tied to it. And we're very because of like tie pretty much everything else to it as they go forward. This is what Governor had indicated before. So it's an important designation that we understand. We have had conversations about with myself with a number of the mayors as well as a couple of other providers in the county. There is a presentation the state is putting on that will be recorded, and that is on June 10th, Monday at noon. So there'll be a link available if anyone thinks they have. I'll get that to you. We should reach out on record. Also, add a record. Sure. I would encourage you make sure you need to know about it. I'm not going to say, I mean, if you have any questions about what I think about it or my concerns, things like that, feel free to ask. But what I would say is that the fact of the matter is, if you want to be competitive for grants, you're going to have to be in the program.
Now, is this like it has to be done by individual municipalities?
Very much.
To be the whole
So
county?
the county cannot apply on the community behalf, and the county does not have the authority to apply at all on the county. I did have a question with HCR yesterday, a phone call about how the county can apply for resources. So how can we apply for resources if we don't have the ability to sign up for the site? So it's something that we'll continue to unexpected of us. But something we'll look at.
Now, will they change that next year? Will they re-up? Will they change it to say, you actually, in order to get it, so that would be?
That's a fair question, and I think that is one of the concerns that I would say, talking to other planning directors as well as mayors right across the state. Is that it's an annual renewal program, which means rules to change. I don't think fair question and fair concern. But all we could
Put in their low-income housing was necessary in order for you to continue.
I mean, they could do anything, right? They could put in there, you can only find red doors on your building. I think the reality is you have to look at what the state is saying. And obviously, if they're installing flexible and affordable housing, affecting the state. Very much.
It's not going to go away. We can think about it, saying we get told that we want to get piece of property gets sold, and we don't want to put housing for the then company I got separation, no water, sewer, bus transportation, bus line, not particularly. But it's in the top. But the sewer, I think, 75 towns, but villages are not really, homestead has something that they make. But the village is full, and there's no place to build. It's gotta be a town-like thing, not a village, not so much. And that's how we're gonna sell it. I don't know, I picked up 6 board yesterday for this portion, that doesn't mean how much people. It was $100 yesterday. I don't know how people can build, a builder cannot build a whole house. Let's get real. And that's what the state's got to get their head out of doing and say, hey, listen, we gotta have some flexibility. How are we gonna do this? We do need help from our officials, just about us, to push them and sell it. And we have to look at it. We have 2 people that other stuff up they play before, and we don't even see it from authority, like we put the only never see it. They try to see it in there. It's not going to go away. It's just so we've got to come up with a plan and start talking to our villages, get our villages involved in the towns and say, hey, let's work together. By all means, and out there, this is not going to be take it over and make it all the tax base and pound it in the debt. That feels legal enough. So.
Go to committee member first.
Right, yes, but we, right, Tim, a concern I have, of course, is the zombie apocalypse that comes with it. It's kind of a dumping ground by New York City area code. I think it's a little scary, no matter what it is. Well, I don't think all of these buildings came with bottom retail space. All tied into their pilots, their tax payments. In retail space and use, right?
Okay, fair question, very question. I'll consider feedback on pilot side. What I will say, and I know this as the funding director of health, we would use all 20 more minutes, so the end of the about we want to support this. I want to point out that the city of Oswego is working through a project right now. It's public, confidence here, to put a restaurant downstairs. 4,000 square feet.
About 50% of the space at Harbor View Square.
So that will be moving forward. It is a fair question, and I will absolutely refer to the research.
And I'll also say too, we've met with both the officials from Harbor View Square and East Lake Commons and put them on notice. Hey, we work with East Lake in terms of all the different potential tenants that they have brought through to look at that. We're talking to them about what are the challenges, why can't you get somebody in? Some of it is financial. Most of these projects were projected pre-COVID, and then costs went up, and then they kind of ran out of funding to finish space. So we're like, all right, let's figure out a way to finish space so you can get people in. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Extraordinary. They've had every help we can. Sure. Put together.
Well, I think that's our leverage to make sure they do fulfill.
To a certain extent.
I understand that. And like I said, we have met with both officials from both of those projects. One of them may move forward very quickly. I mean, it's on to City of Oswego Planning Board to approve the restaurant in the one space, and I know that we're working with the other one to try to make sure that they fill that and get it.
Well, one of them you're going to use to the car dog in the restaurant. So that's kind of my question then, though,
Sure.
is could I review the documents about how and when you're supposed to fill the space? And what are the repercussions if they do not? To the taxpayer has a right to know that. It's gone on quite a considerable amount of time. Buildings that were damaged. I spoke to like several police officers that said they're there daily, every day. That's costing us a lot of money. And we always the same thing. It's lovely problem. But it's pretty safe. And I have significant concerns regarding if I could get those answers, I would really
Let's talk after this and I can get you those documents.
right?
Okay. Pro housing stuff, I mean, I hear Richard disagree with him a little bit, but Pulaski, how did Pulaski get their award that they're a pro housing community? Because they didn't build any brand new homes. They didn't, what they built in, they built it's qualified based on the housing correct, they put in housing, they put it up there, okay? Now, everybody's looking for this, you know, I mean, these handouts, and what the handouts bring, not just the money that you get right away, but it's the avenue, like, you know, like Shad was saying, down the road. I mean, what it brings is more stress on our ESS, more stress on our public safety, and I just can't see it. Although you say that it's not linked to it, there are elected officials that say, well, we have to have affordable housing because that's in there. The state says so. Well, you're saying no, but they're saying yes. And I'm sorry, just to go offline a little bit, there was a legislator that said, it's great Bolton is getting free lunches for everybody in the school district. Well, the reason they got free lunches is because it's so poor there, everybody had to get them, okay? It's the same thing with this housing. You get pro-development of housing by putting in and saying you're going to put in affordable housing. And I'm sorry, I'm in favor of single-family, owner-occupied housing, and that's all I'd be in favor of. I will not be in favor of quadruplex, tripleplex housing in a site that is going to be nothing but, you know, a disaster in the area. Okay? Take a look at City Line Road. That's a complex that is quadruplex. And that's what I see coming into the city of Fulton. And I know the state is dangling out there, but we are a Republican-run county. You know, for Legislator Schott and I to be on this, you know, legislative, you know, body is a rarity. Okay, so if the people in control are Republicans, why are they saying yes? Let's get the affordable housing in here and get that state money. It's not good. It's a one-time deal, and it's not going to last. They're not going to say, we'll give you more money for your DSS. They'll give you more money for your public safety. They're just not going to do it. And I'm not going to ever be in favor of it. I want houses, and that's final. Thank you.
It'd be fair to say that the Republicans want it.
But they're voting for it. They're voting for it. Mr. Chairman, they're voting for it. They're voting for it. And the city of Fulton is voting for affordable housing. There's only 2 Democrats on that committee, on that council. The rest of them are all voting for it.
You're lumping so much.
That's a bit, it's just,
They don't vote how I tell them to.
no, and I'm not saying that, what I'm saying is that the other day I was out with Rudy's, and I was talking with an ex-Oswego County employee, and she said, you're still getting, you know, causing issues, and I said, yes. I said, right now I'm arguing the affordable housing in the city of Fulton. She said, well, that's surprising. I said, why? Because I'm a Democrat? She says, yeah. She says, you're a Democrat, you're arguing against it. No, I mean, that's the image that we have as, you know, the Democrats are all for this affordable housing. Well, I'm sorry. I'm for redevelopment, and I'm for development throughout Oswego County. There's homes, single-family homes.
So, bring us in tax money, not drain our tax reserves. Thank you.
I think this spring I had the opportunity to go to NISAC in time for the help. And it was absurd so they're talking seriously. And it's not all five flex or five, frankly, I understand what you're saying. They're small homes. They're 960 square foot home. Build 740 square foot. You do that. You still have 2 bedrooms and a bath and a half. And a piece of kitchen like that. It can be done. And then start doing it in services right now. And we're doing it, part of it is for the veterans, and it's also for the general public. We can build a smaller house. We gotta make sure we have a place, because some places, and it's neither here nor there, there's restrictions on that because the mentality years ago that they wanted all, 2,500 square foot homes in the center of town. You don't need to build these big complexes. You build small houses. And it can be done. It's up to us to lead the way to focus in on it. We're not going to get away from this, anybody. We're not going to get away from this. We have 4 counties, I'm sorry, it is. I mean, I just read a report yesterday, the 80 most desirable counties to live in, and who won't even rank. The Schenectady County is in there, and you have to see Schenectady County. That's a regret. Okay. We're just not there. Jefferson County is in there. So I mean, I'm embarrassed that we're not even in the back 30. I couldn't believe that one. But maybe I don't see outside my district very often. I don't know. But we've got to do something. Because we're going to get forced to it. And I'll be damned if I'm going to have to say something else on my show. That's not that. Because we're proactive on this and come up with a solution.
I just want to try to do that. I think that better job, everything, and it's not for I was on the, and the community doesn't have one. I don't think it's fair that the governor is forcing it on us. That's what's happening. And that's
right.
That is wrong.
That's right.
You have to understand why people say Democrat. Well, it is our governor who is Democrat who's pushing it. But no, it should be home rule. We should decide. We know the people we have. We know what the people want. We shouldn't have to have this thrown out. Is there any other comments? Okay.
Kind of like school buses.
Yes, school buses, but Fayetteville voted that down. So it's very interesting. How they- I don't know how they would do that when people are voting it down. People have to speak up.
So, like I said, guys, for the organization, again, they both need housing, both of these include market rate housing. The first one is in Minetta. There's a project there that's looking at 90 market rate apartments. Market rate is currently $800 to $1,900 a month. And they fully expect to have those filled up. Sounds crazy. Many people are, well, wait a minute, who's going to pay that much money? Who can afford that? The reality is, the straight they are, the house first they are, they're paying more than that for a starter home. The reality is, these are going to be viable. There are probably, I think there's something like leads in that range in a single city market, and there's a way to go. So there is demand, and that is an excellent location. It's not far from the playground, and it's a beautiful location right up the river that we're looking to do. One of the projects really hoping to save on that one. And second, would be a project you can go to class at. I don't have a lot of information about planning portfolio, but that's how I'm familiar with it. But it's a project to restore a building, first floor would be a restaurant or some sort of place space, and then the upper floor would be companies. So that's about a $900,000 project. We're hoping to get about half of that company. So the conversation about, well, it's a brief one, is that as much as we can say we want the private companies to build, I have a meeting next week with a local builder, and we told you that the cheapest house that you can put and build is $310,000. And so we talk about affordable. Who can go out there and get it? Not counting purchase property or anything else that goes along with utility and so forth. The house itself is $310,000. That's someone already got affordable for anyone. You're not building a new home at that price. You put a house like that somewhere, you can imagine how much that's going to cost with a mortgage on top of it. So there is an issue, right? I understand that. So I don't know the right answer, but I do know we're going to have a lot of people looking to live in this town. We got to find a ways for them. We want to make that tax base spread out. Right? We don't want to go on. We need to encourage people to come to it. So as much as it may not be government's job, the reality is I'm not having to do it. We get government to at least find ways to help encourage those types of things. I have no insight. I will tell you, I can share the single county micron housing strategy. We have a meeting coming up at CUNY June 11, where each of us will, those of us who share one of the committees, we have infrastructure, housing, workforce, development, tourism, education, and transportation. I'm out there. Thank you.
You have 4 of those chairs in this room right now. Okay. Rachel, Tim, and myself.
We'll be presenting out on last year's report on each of those committees, participation micron, as well as our goals for 2024.
I have 2 points, Tim. The market rates housing that you can put in the netto, okay, that's going to be owned and operated by the person putting it in there, correct? That's right. And what are you going to do when you can't fill it with the market rate price? Who's you going to rent it to? Oh, you'll rent it to. There's no way you would not. This came up in the public hearing, but I'll tell you right now, when you're charging $1,900 a month and you've got 90 rooms to fill there, the last thing you're going to do is take let's see, those things are around 900 square feet, so New York State's going to pay him maybe 800. Do you think that any businessman is going to put $800 a month in there when you can get 19 at market? No chance. And on top of that, if you build it, property, yeah. I don't think there'd be any problem.
It's a developer with a waiting list too. So
Second point. I thought that the governor was offering $200,000 on housing, single family home. Out there for something for per houses. Well, like you build a $300,000 home, she's gonna put $200,000, so it's $100,000 home, so that the people today can buy this, can buy that house. Well, I thought the judge, I thought that was out there. So
I'll look into that. Like I said, I'm meeting next week with the house builder. I'll ask about that.
I thought that was out there at some point in time.
Any other questions? Now, I just have one last thing before going into the comprehensive plan updates. So, and I have a question website about wellness. We have been reaching out to all the accountability in your districts. We're reaching out to the planning board members. We're reaching out to the chief electeds. We put out a survey last week to our planning office that is asking them for updated contact information, but also updated information on when you guys 3 years old. When you guys update your comprehensive plan? Have you thought about what's going on like that? And what is your plan for it? If not, are you open to doing it? The legislature indicated last year that they were looking to have some continued grant program that we could offer to cover citizens $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, help cover the local share of those planning grants, or help implementation if they had something that came out of like specific aid company. So that does be on the fund, and it's committed by the end of this year that we're going to go forward with this, or we need to have that conversation in the next couple of months. So the number of advisors, and there are 2 or 3 of them that are really interested in working with us. So we'll keep an eye out for that, and we'll keep looking directly at how that gets done. But it's a few of them are very interested in finding a way to partner with the project.
With those towns, the cities that haven't had that spots from them, try to works. Because it works really, if maybe the super doesn't see it or whatever, clerk knows, contact, they're there all day. So I'm just wondering if they haven't contacted the backs.
You went to the folks as well on the attorney as well. Oh, thanks. Really trying to get it out there. We'll find out one thing, a deadline of months to meet today. So the goal will be, if we don't hear anything by weekly email, we'll reach out to the we can, surprisingly, somebody are not very well responded, although saying that a lot of bucks are interested. A little bit, but I think we got 11. So it's not a ton, but that's actually another than I expected. No bother.
I know you're not out there, but I don't want to get your mobility management. Perfect.
There's a couple of countries that are private to it's like traffic study with an evaluated sidewalk area or looking at the share all of that study that I did want to just touch on rights to recovery. So we did get some really tremendous feedback from their contribution, which is what here. They reached out to me on their last call and just wanted to be really cool pushing that funding through because they have 11 men that are put about that facility and 9 of them are using rights to recovery are not fully employed. So we're putting people back to put this out there. And so they're just super grateful for that and get some data and we'll have next week. We have 4 buses that are completely out to the next time. We just got back the following by posting ones in a large bus. So not only that, but our new buses are out of so we're going to have learning buses, which we got still in need. And so really excited to see that road. It's they're not next to I love them. So we're coming along with that pretty nicely. Central, so I had a meeting with Central happened this month to discuss the New York State Code routes and the possibility of us collaborating with that. But also to talk to them about Central is going to be bringing a machine here that's going to print ID cards. They're going to contact the restaurant. They're going to offer free transportation fares for all veterans in the county. So that's they can use the public transportation system to get to Syracuse locally, and so they'll work hard that they just stand and get on the bus and provide them to that free transportation. I think that this would be a good idea for us to do that and providing the cards, which we can accept them on buses as well. Because we want to make sure that at least cross-country transportation for the country and we can get these workers we have that we can get them so Central and I will be talking about that, but we're doing how the process works and how veterans that sign up yes. They are in this office of Ireland, so they're very on market concept. So start on this side. So you guys will see that there's Oswego County Fair tires. I want to mention these. It's very important to me to be able to utilize the current systems that are in place to transport people to the Oswego County Fair, but also to offer some weekend service as well, because if there's a public transit that fits out or our demand response system that can take people there, we want to encourage them and promote the systems that are in place. So that's exactly what we're doing here. So the first fire that we guys had was advertising about access for this. This is our demand response service for people who can reserve the box to put them up at home and take them anywhere in the county. Our vendors for the airbase, they're going to be stocking extra with staff. They also have recently purchased 3 wheelchair accessible resilience. So if one of our buses gets stuck somewhere or can't transport, they can go to the city outside and we get the water number of the small units, fix some of that. We can make sure but residents will be able to, anywhere in the county, will be able to reserve the bus to pick them up and take them to the fair. The only date that we put on here that's important is July 4th. We don't offer public transportation on the 4th. So we just put a note there so people don't try to reserve their ship for the 4th. But this will be for the 3rd. Anytime during the week, they can do this for 3rd and 5th on that. Second option that we are offering, none of it's on the campus because I wanted to show this to you guys. If you guys have any feedback, they're not on the campus. The first thing that I'm going to do now. This is posted on Vivo for the year. Yes, so we're going out there and restricting the hub access. The second option we're doing, and Tim recommended we outline yellow and black, which we did. I just couldn't get it on time, so that was I did it. The second option is we're going to be doing a weekend shuttle, so people got access into the weekends. It's just more of a fixed route. There were routes done in 2018 that were very successful, so we wanted to do something that within the Penobscot area, but still get people over to the there. And so these two stops on here are Tops, Frontier, and Valley Federal. And then the reason why is because these are facilities are right across the street from the senior facilities. So Valley Demos are Tops down Steamboat, so those residents can walk over there, hop on the weekend shuttle, and get to the plan. And the bus runs all the way until about 12 p.m. So they have a variety of time slots that they can go to the point. And then we wanted to utilize our open support team now that we disregarded. So what we did was we took a look at the current route schedule, and we made individual route drivers for every single facility that is along that route. And so we would deliver these along with the access wire to each one of these facilities so that they would be like use the pitch route, or if that pitch route is not, if they want to go on a linear time in the day, they can use access. But these are made just for that facility, so they're not going to get confused. Looking at a bunch of different bus schedules and times. It just tells them what time the bus comes by, what time they can get to the fair, and what time that celebration and home after that. And the great thing about this is that we'll be increasing our public transportation, and we're just marking more fun. So, question on.
So, who's the designer?
Oh, okay. She all likes to ask.
Oh,
Thanks.
we'll see if this one.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
I didn't want to get vaccines opinions and feedback so that we can update our coordinated transportation. Are only accepting that number. And my personal favorite is we're our third year of the farmers market out. That we got $7,000 in treatment alternatives station. Again, marketing manager that was able to get SNAP and senior coupons program going up there. So just take a look at that schedule. You'll see that there are a variety of stops listed on here. And that nobody stays on the bus for very long, it's like 15 minutes at the most. But not even that, so you can show people back and forth quickly. And they're going to have like when you get there at 5 p.m. So they're looking at the thing speed up, yes. It's such a lot to say. And I say that because this year we're going to be having 2 buses. For Oswego, we're going to go west and then east now. And the reason why we're doing that is because there was a longer time on the buses because of how far apart the locations were, so adding 2 buses makes sense. We've also had a few some rider trips, so we went, year 1 had 50 riders, year 2 had 250 riders. And my goal this year is to get 500 riders, which I think is definitely achievable with us having a bus. One thing that you see on the west route is that there is a stop at the RV park, which is also Reed's, so we put Reed's logo there because a lot of seniors love to go to Reed's as well. And that location has one of the highest ridership options with people visiting the country looking on the mountains to start downtown Korea. So we're really excited to add that. We also put the Harvest logo on here because another day that we have high ridership is people wanting to go with us. So we got this drop off super close to like Harvest. So we also put that on there so people know that you can get there in the buses. But you'll see there is senior facilities, we did add Morningstar and the gardens, and so we will be putting a small bus on the east route and a large bus on the west route. And that's so that we can accommodate full wheelchairs at a time. That facility has a lot of wheelchair units, so we created a sign-up sheet for each so that we can max out on the buses. So that was awesome. And then for Fulton, we're going to be partnering with Central for this route. So we'll be purchasing the reasons and donations to purchase the bus parcels and deliver them to each one of these facilities. So the bus, Central bus goes by the Department of Windows, Oak Street, Buffalo Courts, and the maintenance. The maintenance is right behind Top About over Oak Street. And so that facility was just purchasing these donations. So we wanted to include them as well. Because there's a lot of seniors out there. And so I've been working with Morningstar for alternate these facilities. And so they're going to help promote it to the residents. They have buses that go along with these residents, so they're not by themselves. And they'll help them to go to the bus and help them get out in the bus and make sure that are going to see them. So those are the 3. That's what we could help us.
You'll be dropping these from applications.
Yes, but we're going to get, we have to go with me. I think this is because I think that we have to do that over the rest of the day. But yes, each individual facility, we would stop by. Give these students to make sure we also have the art science to do that out and say shuttle bus, farmers market shuttle stops so that people more experience. And then today, if we need helping report with the customers, we have a chamber involved, we have the class and monthly involved, and then also
Right.
I thought last year you had a bus run for the, from Fulton to the Oswego Farmers Market. Did that? That's okay. Can I get a half dozen of these?
Anybody have any questions for Edward? And I see that both of you, the whole department, thank you so much. Now, I see all different colors and everything. Is that what you're trying to figure out, like that? Or you're going to have all of them different?
She was trying to get the colors, but this is the blue and gold, like it's the golden colors, like golden
There we
colors.
go. All right. Great job. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
And we'll also have a bus parts up the hill over there. We have a space across from the house. Already, we'll have the buses parked up.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Great. You're up.
All right, I just have a couple, updates. So actually, this afternoon, in partnership with, Chamber Operations Leader County, we are hosting another networking event, like we did back in the fall. So this time it is, every meeting in Fulton, from 5 to 7:30. So invite you to send out some different organizations for, employees that are new to the area, to come to learn about the program. Board school districts, child care facilities, financial institutions, anything, so as of yesterday, I was there for about 75 people signed up. So that's going on to home. I did want to update since, county did allocate, 500,000 of ARPA funds, to the city for an manufacturing lab. The city was notified, I believe about 2 weeks ago, that they were granted a grant, for $740,000 to build that lab out. And then we could get some other things from some of the local places part of the site as well. So that will be moving forward. And they're looking at how to expand that capacity for that program for other programs.
When do we expect that to be?
So I believe they are working on the state, this summer. We are actually partnering with the Tyrone Summer Employment Program, so the kids that are not able to get internships at businesses, we are then putting that to return at state, and they're helping actually
I'm just going to add, so the state funding, they were awarded, but until they get the grant until they get the award letter, they can't spend funding. So they're trying to figure out, trying to plan things and do things without spending funding. The IDA is also assisting them with some funding. The funding that we're providing will help them to get a robotics course going for September. So while that won't be in the new space, it'll be in the space they currently have, and it'll help them with robotics art and some other things to kind of get that going in anticipation of building out the CMA lab. So it'll probably happen over the next 2 years.
We were approached by ESP and in conjunction with Center State PDO and OCM, because we all had complete a CMY gold project, which is then we replicated actually all of the Buffalo and areas. So we are being granted the funding, but it is coming through the subcontractors to Center State. So they're actually making it easier to spend the contract that they already have with Center State CEO, but they are wrapping in approximately $450,000 that we asked for into that, so the money is going to flow through Center State, which on our initiative, they're not medically required for that state. But It's also easier working with conjunction center students who are expanding their skills programs all on Onondaga County, and we have a state of that, but our state town is all of the state unions, local. So we want to make sure that we're not in unions, and then we have to promote apprenticeship programs for about states. So we're really working hard on that. We've been having meetings individually the last couple of weeks, starting with the 6 priority meetings that Mike has identified and has figured out trying to figure out what they need to have folks come in to their apprenticeship programs with to make that maybe skip ahead a couple months in their program, to do the third of their program, take out maybe some of the action certifications, what they need to focus beforehand. So it's more efficient and they can actually the apprenticeship program to unions and it can fit them quicker but still efficiently and have working because unions are having, some of them are having to add additional training for homeroom or specifics that might not be for their staff. So we actually have another meeting at OCC on Thursday, the whole Future Ready Workforce and a consortium, bringing all the groups together to update my plan. And this is with all of the adult ed as well, community college, and the construction program all together. They're going to be explored the room, but that was just that was pretty cool. But all of these meetings that we think happen at the student want to build group, well, all the movements, the project manager and construction supervisor formed by Fred by Bennett. So they are well aware of what we're doing and producing flowers. So right now they're still waiting on some of the environmental studies. They're on track to, at this point, start breaking ground by June.
Landscape gardening or things with
No, there was, in our original application, we had portions about $1,000 to contract with them for technical assistance, so we're just not having at that. I actually just contacted UCC yesterday. My two staff members have gone to their self-training, so I got the permission so they could set up their
businesses.
my staff. Magazine articles that they actually expect out to have about up. So we're pulling that development. So in regards to work right.
Rachel's also in.
And also the sort of so also right there up on there. Or thank you for putting the quote.
Exciting stuff. And I think that does it for that. Does anybody have any other? It did good. We see, look at that. Right now, actually, we're ahead. Normally, we're right at the edge of people are coming in. So I think we did excellent. Of course, you could have something pretty there. I'm not saying so. Thank you, everybody. It was a great meeting.